There are certain things that sabotage your efforts towards building wealth and achieving financial independence. Hello everyone, this is Dr. Obed and welcome. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 silent wealth killers. It's not as though you are not trying your best to attain financial independence, but somehow it seems like as you are taking 2 steps forward, these things are dragging you back 3 steps backward. It's as though you are stagnant, not going forward in your journey towards achieving financial independence. These 5 silent killers, if removed from your life, will hasten your process of becoming financially free. Now, let's dive in. Number 1 is lack of skills. Listen to this. You do not necessarily have a money problem. What you have is a skill problem. What this means is that you do not have the amount of money you need now simply because you do not have the skill to generate that kind of money. So your actual problem is not necessarily the money you don't have, but the skill you do not have. A lot of persons do not have skills that will earn them good income. For most persons, they just went to school and then graduated with certificates that do not give them any advantage in the marketplace. Many persons do not have a skill that they can actually use to solve actual problems for people and get money in return. And for some persons, it's that their skills are obsolete or low income paying. There are some persons who have skills, but those skills are of no use in the current marketplace. For example, there was a time when people learned how to type with the typewriter machine. At some point, every secretary in an office needed that skill to be in their CV until the computer came on board, and anybody that needed to continue as a secretary needed to learn how to type with the computer and use softwares like the Microsoft Word, Excel, and all that. People who refused to migrate to using the computer became obsolete. Their skill of typing with the typewriter, they could still have it, but it was no longer necessary in the marketplace. That is what happened to so many persons. The skills they have now are skills that were relevant years ago, but they are no longer important these days. So a lot of persons have decided not to upgrade their skills that is no longer highly sought after, to go for a better skill and a more paying skill. Many persons are stuck with skills that are irrelevant. Either you go for a high income skill or you remain with your low income obsolete skill. That is a choice that you have made. The second silent wealth killer is keeping up with the Joneses. Have you heard this phrase? Keeping up with the Joneses. This means deciding to be like that your neighbor or that your colleague or friend that is seemingly doing better than you financially. You know, the Joneses are that your neighbor that bought a new car, that your friend that bought the latest iPhone, or that your colleague that went on an expensive vacation abroad. You see, you may be pushed to want to get that car because your neighbors have it, and by the way, they are not doing better than you financially, or so you think. That idea of wanting to keep up with people because you feel they are your mates is a silent wealth killer that will keep pulling you back financially. You see, everyone's journey is different. Some of those your friends or colleagues may have been given a very good financial head start by their rich parents, and it may take you some time to get to that level. It's okay that some persons are ahead of you financially, because there are also persons you are ahead of financially. You don't have to want to keep up with anyone. You need to be on your own financial journey and do things according to how your financial situation allows at the moment. You need to consider your financial situation before you make purchases, especially expensive purchases. You don't have to keep up with the latest fashion and the latest trends because other people close to you are doing so. If you insist, you are making a serious financial mistake that will keep pulling you back and stagnating you on one spot. The third silent wealth killer that is also related to the last one is the habit of instant gratification. Instant gratification is when you want that thing right now. You want it and you want it now. Probably because you have friends who have just gotten it. Maybe the latest iPhone has just been released and it's the rave of the moment. Everyone is going after it. Maybe it's the latest fashion trend you want to feel among, and for that reason, you want it irrespective of what your finances are saying. You may even go into debt or liquidate your burden investment just to get that thing that you want now. You see, the thing with instant gratification is that the thing you crave, they are not necessarily things that you need, they are just things that you want. You may have a good Android phone or even an iPhone. What is the need going to get the latest one? Not because it improves your productivity or it helps you with anything else. It's just the joy of having the latest iPhone with everyone else. You do not need a brand new car. You just want it because you already have a car. That is it with instant gratification. They are cravings, things you want, not necessarily things you need. So you need to replace instant gratification and the desire for materialism and consumerism with delayed gratification. What delayed gratification? This is where you have to delay your getting of that item, of that product. You have to give it some time to think about it, maybe sleep over that buying decision. You may realize that by the next day or in the next few days, you have changed your mind about getting that product. So delay gratification. It doesn't mean you should deny getting that product entirely, but you have to delay the getting of that product to get it at a time when your financial situation permits. Do it in a way that it doesn't put you in the negative financially by getting that product immediately. So you need to delay gratification as against insisting on instant gratification. Sometimes you are just going through the internet and all of a sudden you see an advert for a product that you were not even thinking about before. You do not need it, and because you may need it in the future, you go ahead and buy that product, not thinking about your current financial situation, putting yourself in a situation where the things you need, you will not have enough money to get them. So instant gratification is a silent wealth killer that you need to avoid in the coming year. The fourth silent wealth killer is poor money mindsets. Now, this one is even more important than your skills and your ability to make money. You see, this is because your mindset affects your financial behaviors, and this in turn affects your financial situation. What you think about money and how you think about money ultimately affects who you become and how much money you can make. If you are this kind of person that believes that money is evil, or that money is hard to come by, or that rich people are evil, that people cannot make a lot of money without putting their hands into evil. And for that reason, you cannot want to be that rich, because you know that for you to be that rich, you must put your hand into evil. That way you have shut yourself from opportunities that will bring wealth to you. There are people who do not like talking about money. If you start talking money, they get irritated and they get very angry. They are in a toxic relationship with money. That is a mindset, and that will affect their financial situation ultimately. But if you are this person that has a good relationship with money, you have an abundance mindset. Even if you do not have a lot of money now, you believe that making money is possible, that wealth creation is possible, that you can acquire the skills that you require to get to that level of wealth, even if you don't have it now. If you are this kind of person that you love talking about money, about entrepreneurship, about business, making money, you have a good positive mindset about money, then you are putting yourself in a situation where opportunities to make money will keep coming to you. So your mindset about money is very vital. If you have a poor mindset, this mindset will keep limiting your opportunities towards making money, building wealth, and attaining financial independence. Your mindset affects your wealth. The fifth silent wealth killer, which is also related to the last one, is keeping poor company. You see, the company you keep determines what accompanies you. The kind of persons you are closest with, their mindsets and their beliefs about money rubs off on you. If you keep company with poor people, you are going to be poor. If the persons that you relate with the most are these people that have poor mindsets, that hate money, that they believe that money is evil, that rich people are evil, they put themselves in the position of the poor masses, and they keep saying how the rich is oppressing them, the poor masses, and they don't see a way to come out of that situation. They hate money, hate talking about money. They are not doing anything actively to improve their financial situation. They are poor in the mind and poor at hand. If you are in that cycle of friends, it does not matter who you are or the skill you have, you are going to be poor. You see, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be friends with any person that is poor, but the idea is that you shouldn't spend your whole time with people who have poor mindsets, because you see, two poor people cannot help themselves. The best way to help the poor people is not by being one of them, is by removing yourself from their midst and putting yourself in a different place where you will work and become better, become rich. That way you can now come to help them and pull them out of poverty and help them in any possible way you can, because you see, they cannot even listen to you until you are out of their midst. They are looking up to you, you are better than them. They cannot be helped except by someone they look up to. If you are their colleague, they cannot listen to you. So you have to pull out yourself from that situation and go be with people of like minds, people who can inspire you to do better with your life, people who talk about career development in your area, how to become rich and wealthy, how to affect society positively, how to help the poor. You know, people who are talking about wealth and riches, that is where you should insert yourself in. That is where your mindset will improve, your opportunities will increase. That is where you begin to attract wealth to yourself. Putting yourself in the company of the rich means that you will become one of them someday and in no distant time. So this is it on the 5 silent wealth killers. These are things you should avoid if you want to hasten your wealth building journey towards becoming financially independent. Thank you, and please do subscribe to this channel for more on making money and building wealth.